I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of having a different build for every game mode, which is why I made this. This all-in-one demigod point guard build gets a 99 3-point rating, meaning you have the best possible chance to make every shot you take and get access to every single legend shooting badge in the entire game. Gets a 95 ball handling rating, which means you unlock all the best dribble moves and can cook up any defender. Gets a 91 steal and 90 agility, so not only are you not a liability like most point guards, you are actually a defensive threat anytime you're on the court. And the best part is the build is 6'4". No more small 6'1" point guards having to sacrifice height and length to be able to score, when you can make a 6'4" build be an absolute defensive menace and still be able to score efficiently even on stage slider. Today I show y'all the meta of NBA 2K25. What's good, Simply Squad? It's your boy Meta Man Grinding, and y'all, recently I've been super into watching competitive 2K wagers, and when I was watching these competitive 2v2 games for actual money, I noticed something. Every single point guard that was competing was running on a 6'4". So I hit up one of my friends who was competing and asked him why people aren't running 6'2s anymore, and he had exactly 2 words for me: defensive liability. Once I heard that, you know I had to get in the lab and start cooking up, and that is exactly what I did. Not only did I make the best 6'4" build you can possibly make, I did it with only 7 cap breakers. So majority of you watching this can make the build exactly how I made mine. But don't worry, if for some reason you don't have 7 cap breakers, I also show how to make the build with 0 cap breakers. On top of that, like always, I'm gonna give y'all the best jump shot, the best dribble moves, the best animations, everything you need to know, all in this one video. All I ask for in return is that you drop a like and drop a sub with notifications on, because on Friday, March 28th, I will be dropping a 3.5-hour movie where I try to get Victor Wembanyama from a 60 overall bum to a 99 overall GOAT while spending no money and while playing absolutely 0 my career. If y'all watch my Bronny video, you know how peak that video is gonna be, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on it. But anyways, y'all, that's enough yapping. Let's get into the build. Alright, y'all, now for the build. You can go right or left-handed, it's your preference. If you go right-handed, you probably want to fade to the left as it's quicker, and if you go left-handed, you probably want to fade to the right as it's quicker. Also, keep in mind that's going to be the hand you shoot with, so if you don't like looking at a left-handed player like me, then you should probably go right-handed. Now for the build, obviously we're going to go 6'4". The weight, we're going to go 178 pounds. I'll explain why in a second. And the wingspan, we're going to go 6'4". The reason for the weight in wingspan, for the wingspan, we want a 99.3, so you have to go 6'4" to get a 99.3. And for the weight, I tried to find a way to get 91 perimeter defense with a 91 speed with ball, but unfortunately it's just not possible. Whenever you go above 178, you have to have a 90 speed with ball. So I decided that having a 91 speed with ball is way more important on a point guard build than having a 91 perimeter defense. And now for the attributes. The first attribute we're going to upgrade is obviously going to be our 99.3, but we're going to make it a 94. And the reason for this is because we're going to put our first 5 cap breakers on our 3-point to get a 99 rating without having to spend the attributes for it. And don't worry, if you have no cap breakers, I would still only go a 94.3, maybe a 95, just because going a 99.3 in the builder is not worth it whatsoever. You're gonna lose out on a ton of attributes. The next thing we're gonna upgrade is actually our ball handle, which is gonna be a massive 93 overall rating. The reason we're not going 95 is because we're gonna put our final 2 cap breakers on our ball handle to get a 95 without having to go it in the builder. Now if you have 0 cap breakers, I would actually just go ahead and make your ball handle a 95 in the builder, and if you have like 6 cap breakers, I would make it a 94. But I do want to stress, you do not have to have a 95 ball handle in this game. I just personally like having Steve Francis on all my point guard builds. To me, it just makes pro and 5v5 easier, it makes rec 5v5 easier, it even makes 2s easier when you can just flick your right stick and get a speed boost. But I will say a lot of the competitive point guards are going as low as an 86 ball handle because they know how to do the little Kyrie hop step speed boost. I'm sure y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, but me personally, I don't like that move. I like Steve Francis, so we're gonna go a 93 ball handle and then put 2 cap breakers on it to get a 95. After that, we're gonna max out our speed with ball to a 91 rating. This is for Hall of Fame lightning launch, and we're gonna max +1 this to get legend lightning launch, making our players super fast. And then we're gonna make our pass accuracy a 70 rating. Now bro, we are in March. Can we please go without the, oh man, you're going this low of a pass accuracy on a point guard comments, I have proven with every single build I've made that you do not need higher than a 70 pass accuracy. And I even used to say maybe if you're playing Pro-Am or Rec, you might need a higher pass accuracy. You really don't. And the reason for that isn't anything backed by logic. It's simply because 2K's passing algorithm is just very bad. Like honestly, you could go an 89 pass accuracy and randomly sometimes you'll be getting the same animations as if you had a 70. So if you're ever gonna trust me on anything, just please trust me, 70 pass accuracy is enough. I promise you will not even notice it. All the comp guards that play in the comp 2v2 wages actually go 65. I go 70 because that is my personal comfort zone, but I'm telling you, you do not need more than 70. Let's see if we can go one build video without seeing that comment. But anyways, y'all, for the defense, the thing I love most about this build is that it is not a defensive liability. We go an 87 perimeter defense and a 91 steal. The reason for 87 is because we want Hall of Fame off-ball pest, and the reason for 91 obviously is because of gold glove and gold interceptor, which if you want, you can max +1 either of these and be an absolute defensive menace. After that, we're gonna make our interior defense a 60, just in case you have to switch and drop on cuts. You want to be able to stop people in the paint, and I find that a 60 rating with the 6'4" height gives me a lot of success at stopping people in the paint for some reason. I don't know why. I wish someone at 2K could like look into this and see why, because 60 isn't like an abnormally high rating, but it really does work. And that is all for the defense and rebounding. Let's go down to the physicals. We're actually gonna keep our speed at an 86, and we're gonna focus on getting a 90 agility. The reason I want my agility higher than my speed is because personally I'm gonna be playing this build on the 2s and 3s more often, and in those game modes defense is king. So with the 90 agility, my lateral quickness is gonna be super quick. I'll be able to stop people easier, and being completely honest, I do not see a difference between 86 speed and 90 speed, especially on these courts. But even in like 5v5 Rec and Pro-Am, I really feel the same between 86 speed and 90 speed. What I do notice is that my defense is a lot quicker when I upgrade my agility. So 86 speed with gold slippery off ball, more than enough to get open off the ball, and then 90 agility just makes you feel super good on defense. I love how this player feels on both ends, bro. Pause. But I'm telling you, if you make the build, you're gonna feel the exact same way. And for the strength, we're gonna keep it at 47, and the vertical, we're gonna make it a 57. And last but not least, the finishing. We actually do get finishing on this build. We're gonna make our driving dunk a 73, and then to finish off the build, we're gonna make our standing dunk a 45. You could honestly lower this to a 36 and you'll still get standing dunks. The only reason I didn't is because I'm not planning on playing Pro-Am and Rec with this build. Do not get me wrong, you can. I'm just not super into Pro-Am and Rec right now, but I do truly mean it that this is a do-it-all, all-in-one build. You could play every single game mode with this build and dominate. So if you are planning to play Rec or Pro-Am, I'd probably keep that at a 36 and then upgrade your free throw to like a 71. But this right here is my version of the build. You're able to finish in the paint. I didn't get posterizer because bronze posterizer doesn't even really work anyways this year. Stick dunking is not the greatest. You need at least like silver or gold posterizer to get any stick dunks, and even then it's not even going to be consistent. But for those of y'all that skipped to this point in the video, we're gonna have a 99-3 with our 5 cap breakers. We're gonna have a 95 ball handle with the rest of our cap breakers, making it 7 total cap breakers. We're gonna have legend lightning launch once we max +1 our Hall of Fame lightning launch. We're gonna have gold glove, a gold interceptor, and a very high perimeter defense to be able to clamp anybody on a 2s, 3s, Pro-Am, or Rec court. And most importantly, we have a 90 agility and 86 speed, being as fast as a point guard should be. And if you make the build exactly how I did, you're gonna get the build name two-way 3-point shot hunter, which perfectly describes exactly what this build is trying to do. It's gonna clamp you on defense and 3 hunt on offense. Now, as promised, I'm gonna give you all the animations, the jump shots, the dribble moves, everything you need to know to dominate on day one. But first, today's sponsor, Underdog, is offering you $1,000 in bonus credits. And the best part is, it's actually super simple. All you have to do to make some extra money is pick higher or lower on your favorite player's projected stats. And the more you get right, the more you win. It's that simple. That paired with the fact that they offer you insane specials like this Kevin Durant special, where if he scores 1 point next game, you can win big. Make sure to click the link in the description, sign up for Underdog using code GRINDING, and you will get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video, and let's get into it, yo. Alright, y'all, first things first, this is exactly what it looks like with the cap breakers. We have our 99-3, 95 ball handle. As you can see on my main account, I only have 7 cap breakers, which I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to. Some of y'all might have more, some of y'all might have less, but you can adjust the build depending on how many cap breakers you have. And with those 7 cap breakers, after only 10 games playing on this build, I already unlocked the Legend Shifty Shooter. I used my badge elevators to get Hall of Fame Set Shot Specialist and Hall of Fame Lightning Launch. And also in those 10 games, I unlocked Gold Deadeye. So those clips you saw in the intro, I literally had so silver handers for days, which goes to Hall of Fame. I had silver interceptor and glove, which both go to gold. I had silver limitless range, which goes to legend. And I had gold Deadeye, which also goes to legend. Okay, so you were watching a mid version of the build, not even the complete version, and we were absolutely dominating in this stage. Now, as promised, here are the exact dribble moves and animations I was using during the recording. I'm not gonna go through every single one. You could pause and just copy it all down. These are by far my favorite dribble moves and favorite animations in the game, most notably dribble pull-up Pro 2, best fade in the game to me. Go-to shot John Moran, just a super fast explosive move you can use to get to the paint. And then the dribble moves are no surprise. Darius Garland dribble style, Steve Francis signature size up. You can't go wrong with those two. Whenever you have those two on, you're gonna be cooking everybody. And the other thing is motion style Jalen Suggs, which just helps everything on offense be quicker. You can also go Alex Caruso if you want to focus on your defense, but for the game modes I'm trying to play 2s and 3s, offense matters more than defense, so I'm going Jalen Suggs. And then the jump shot I was using is base Kevin Porter Jr., release 1 Oscar Robertson, release 2 DeAnthony Melton, 3 force release speed, and the blending is 75% Oscar Robertson, 25% DeAnthony Melton. And the release timing I always use is push, and if you need a visual cue on when to release push, it is right before your player flicks his wrist. So literally at the peak of your jump shot, right before your player flicks his wrist, that's when you release to get your green. Other things y'all might ask about, the badge elevators I'm using, I only have 3, and I put on Shifty Shooter, Lightning Launch, and Set Shot Specialist. If you have 4, I recommend putting handles for days so you don't get gassed. And then for my maximum overdrive, I have handles for days, slippery off ball, Shifty Shooter, and Set Shot Specialist. Obviously, I just got Legend Shifty Shooter, so now I would probably put on Deadeye so I could get Legend Deadeye. And last but not least, the takeover I decided to use is Satellite. I think Deep Bomber is the best takeover in the entire game, besides maybe a center takeover like the glass badge. But for point guards, I think Deep Bomber is the best. Unfortunately, there's not a very good Deep Bomber takeover that like boosts a ton of attributes we need, so I just decided to go up speed, up mid-range, and up 3-point, even though we haven't maxed out 3-point. And yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. As you can see, we're still a black plate on this build, very new build, very in the beginning stages. When I get this build maxed out in a GOAT tier, it is gonna be absolutely insane. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all, and as always, keep grinding.
Ballin', 2K we never be falling. Rachel she never be calling. Still hitting shots while they steady be taunting. Ballin', 2K we never be falling. Rachel she